I'm going to call the City Council Caucus meeting to order for November 9th, 2015. We have one public hearing tonight. If the clerk would read that.
Public hearing number 1 regarding changing Barrett Street into a two-way street.
Okay. Then we'll move on to original consideration. Item number 1.
Item number 1 under original consideration, an ordinance changing the zoning law to include electric vehicle charging stations, introduced with a resolution calling for a public hearing on November 23rd, 2015.
Okay. Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 2.
Item number 2, a resolution calling for a public hearing on November 23rd, 2015 regarding the approval of the Downtown Special Assessment District, also known as the DSIC 2016 budget.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 3.
Item number 3, a resolution calling for a public hearing on November 23rd, 2015 regarding the approval of the Upper Union Street bid 2016 budget.
Also discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 4.
Item number 4, a resolution authorizing continuing tax-exempt status for Tabernacle Baptist Church at 14 Robinson Street.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 5.
Item number 5, a resolution to authorize the City of Schenectady to issue a revocable license to 855 Albany Street.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 6.
Item number 6, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Metroplex regarding a state assistance contract.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 7.
Item number 7, a resolution authorizing the City of Schenectady to settle a claim with Cindy Morgan.
Discussed in claims without objection on consent. Item number 8.
Item number 8, a resolution authorizing the City of Schenectady to settle a tax certiorari case for 322 State Street.
Discussed in claims without objection on consent. Item number 9.
Item number 9, a resolution recognizing the service of all veterans on November 11th, 2015.
This will be taken out of order. Mr. Riggi will present that. Item number 10.
Item number 10, a resolution recognizing Washington Irving Education Center and the contributions of School Director Jesse Rollins.
This will also be taken out of order. Ms. Perazzo will present that. And item number 11.
Item number 11, a resolution recognizing the month of November as Diabetes Awareness Month.
This will also be taken out of order. Ms. Porterfield will present that. And then we have several other items that were approved tonight in the City Development and Planning Committee. So item number 12.
Item number 12, under original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 961 Maple Avenue.
Without objection on consent. Item number 13.
Item number 13, a resolution authorizing the sale of 366 Duane Avenue.
Without objection on consent. Item number 14.
Item number 14, a resolution authorizing the sale of 543 Summit Avenue and adjacent lot.
Without objection on consent. Item number 15.
Item number 15, a resolution authorizing the sale of 1121 Chrysler Ave.
Without objection on consent. Item number 16.
Item number 16, a resolution authorizing the sale of 35 Elder Street.
Without objection on consent. Item number 17.
Item number 17, a resolution authorizing the sale of 2439 Council Road.
Without objection on consent. Item number 19.
18?
Or 18, excuse me.
Item number 18, a resolution authorizing the sale of 805 McLain Street.
Without objection on consent. And item number 19, then we're going to hold that for 2 weeks. So if there's nothing else to come before the City Council Caucus, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Kosher, seconded by Ms. Perazzo. All in favor? Aye. I will now call the City Council meeting to order for Monday, November 9th, 2015, and ask you to rise for the invocation by the Reverend Dr. Bill Levering of First Reformed Church.
Let us pray. Almighty and ever-loving God, we thank you for the gifts of the United States of America. We thank you for free and fair elections in which we choose our leaders, and we ask your blessings on those elected in this last week. We thank you for this nation and the sacrifices made by veterans, for peacemakers and peacekeepers of all types. We thank you for the freedoms that we enjoy and ask your blessings on the deliberations of this great body. Amen.
I'm going to ask Flo McConville to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, if the clerk would call the roll.
Ms. Perazzo. Ms. Porterfield. Mr. Ferrari. Mr. Kozier. Here. Mr. Riggi. Here. Mr. Mudavaren is excused for illness. Ms. King.
Present. All right, we have 3 out-of-order resolutions. The first one is for our veterans and Veterans Day. Mr. Riggi.
Come on up, veterans. Before we start, there's a campaign going on for Green Light a Vet that's coming up. American veterans are some of our nation's bravest, hardest working men and women. However, it's hard to show them the appreciation they deserve when back home and out of uniform, they're more camouflaged than ever. Green Light a Vet is a campaign to establish visible national support for our veterans by changing one light to green. Change one light to green in a visible location on your porch, in your home, or in your office, and keep it glowing every day as a symbol of appreciation and support for our veterans. Then share your support by taking a picture of your green light and posting it using the hashtag #GreenLightAvet. Green is a color of hope, renewal, and well-being. Green light is also a term commonly used to activate forward movement. The simple action of changing one light to green is intended to spark a national conversation regarding the recognition of veterans and green light them forward as valued members of our communities. So I hope everyone takes that to heart and put a green light up for our vets. Okay, now the resolution. Madam President?
You have the floor.
Thank you. It's a resolution recognizing the service of all American veterans on November 11, 2015. Whereas there are currently upwards of 25 million living veterans in the United States, and since 1776, over 48 million Americans have served in the military during wartime and peacetime. And whereas the tradition of recognizing the service of the men and women of our armed forces can be traced to the commemoration of Armistice Day on November 11, 1919, the date which marked the end of World War I. And whereas President Dwight D. Eisenhower sought to expand the significance of this commemoration to include those sacrifices incurred in intervening military conflicts such as World War II and the Korean War by designating recognition of those sacrifices and renaming Armistice Day as Veterans Day on November 11, 1954. And whereas the city of Schenectady recognizes that as we pay tribute to our veterans, courageous men and women who have served and continue to serve at home and abroad, no ceremony or parade can fully repay the debt we owe these brave few. And whereas the city, knowing the gesture to be small in comparison to the decisions made by our armed forces members, wish to join in the national commemoration of Veterans Day, November 2015. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor, Gary R. McCarthy, and the City Council do hereby pause in their deliberations to recognize the service of all veterans on November 11, 2015, Veterans Day in the City of Schenectady, and to humbly extend our gratitude to those who secure the guarantee and safety of freedom of both at home and abroad. Madam President, I move this resolution.
Okay, seconded by Ms. Porterfield. All in favor? Aye. Congratulations and thank you.
On behalf of the 14,000 veterans we got in Schenectady County here, we want to thank the mayor and the city council for this resolution. And I'd like to put a little plug in here. Wednesday is our Veterans Day, 10:30 at Veterans Park. The public is welcome. Love to have you all there. And if you can't make that one, we have one at 11 o'clock in Glenville at the Route 50 on Freeman's Bridge Road. If you can't make that one, we have one at 2:30 at the town of Rotterdam. So we'd love to have you make any one of them. We sure appreciate it very much. And we thank you all for this.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Tomorrow is the Marine Corps' 240th birthday.
Would you like to introduce everyone who's up with you, Mr. Becker? Or let everybody just introduce
I would
themselves.
just like everyone to know that I was the first woman Marine from the state of Rhode Island, and President Eisenhower gave me a waiver because I was not tall enough and I did not weigh enough.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, very much. Okay, the next out-of-order resolution is for Washington Irving and Dr. Roy Lance. Ms. Perazzo.
Madam President?
You have the floor.
Thank you. This is a resolution recognizing the programs at Washington Irving Adult and Continuing Education Center and the contributions of School Director Jesse Roylance. Whereas the Washington Irving Adult and Continuing Education Center is located in the heart of Schenectady's Hamilton Hill neighborhood and has served the adult educational population of Schenectady County for the past 50 years. And whereas it is the mission of the center to provide a second chance to those whose needs were not met in a traditional education environment through flexible scheduling, individualized programs, and career counseling. And whereas, in furtherance of those goals, the center focuses on efforts to prepare over 1,000 adult students and 250 youth students to sit for and pass the test assessing secondary completion, a high school equivalency examination which allows students to progress in their educational goals. And whereas the center, under the stewardship of Assistant Director Dennis Green, provides K-12 programming at the Schenectady County Correctional Facility, where teachers work full-time to ensure that youth stay current with their academics. And whereas Jesse Roylance, as director of the center, has been instrumental in the improvement and advancement of the students who pass through its doors through his ongoing commitment to learning, as demonstrated by his 8-year leadership of the center. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor, Gary R. McCarthy, and the City Council do hereby pause in their deliberations to recognize the contributions of Washington Irving Adult and Continuing Education Center, Assistant Director Dennis Green, and Director Jesse Roylance, and encourage all citizens of Schenectady, of the City of Schenectady to recognize the valuable resource this institution is to the community at large. Madam President, I move this.
Okay, seconded by Mr. Ferrari. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Did my secretary fall down over there? But no. It's I just want to thank everyone. We say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, you can imagine how many it takes to raise adults, to raise their educational gains or their scores. It really is truly a community effort, and in the way the fiscal things are today, if we don't combine together, we're never going to get everybody through. So I really think our partnerships with the community and having a staff that goes above and beyond every day. If you want to have an effective program, surround yourself with effective people, and that's really, I think, why our program is as successful as it is, and it's been maintaining for over 50 years now. So thank you very much, Lisa.
Great. Thank you. Okay, and the last out-of-order resolution is for Diabetes Awareness Month. Ms. Porterfield.
Madam President?
Okay, you have the floor.
Thank you. A resolution recognizing the month of November as Diabetes Awareness Month. Whereas National Diabetes Month is observed every November, and this year is the 75th anniversary of the American Diabetes Association, whose mission is to prevent diabetes and to improve the lives of all people affected by it. And whereas diabetes affects the lives of nearly 30 million children and adults in this country, and it's estimated that 1 out of every 3 children born after 2000 in the United States will be directly affected by diabetes. And whereas diabetes takes a terrible toll on those with the disease by nearly doubling the risk of a heart attack or dying from heart disease, being the leading cause of kidney failure and blindness among working-age adults. And whereas the disease also takes a considerable toll on our nation's fiscal resources, with the American Diabetes Association estimating that the total amount of diagnosed diabetes in the United States is $245 billion. And whereas the National Diabetes Education Program's 2015 theme is Diabetes, Education, and Support, Everyone Has a Role, What's Yours? And is meant to highlight the need for ongoing diabetes education and support among people with diabetes and those who care for them. And whereas Schenectady County Public Health Services, exclusive barber and beauty salon, and Schenectady Silhouettes provide diabetes education in the city of Schenectady. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor, Gary R. McCarthy, and the City Council do hereby pause in their deliberations to recognize the month of November as Diabetes Awareness Month in the city of Schenectady. Madam President, I'd like to move the resolution.
All right, seconded by Ms. Perazzo. All in favor? Aye. Congratulations.
I'd also like to say, in addition to doing a ceremonial resolution, it's important that an issue such as this, we really need to be able to do more and to make people aware of what's being done. So with me tonight is a representative from, and they're going to speak a little bit and introduce themselves, from the Schenectady County Public Health Services, from the Silhouettes, and the owner of the exclusive beauty and barber salon, who are doing things within the community to fight the problem of diabetes.
Hi, Joanne Cocosoli. I'm the Public Health Director for Schenectady County Public Health Services, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. This is wonderful. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and we all need to make sure that people are out there and recognize the illness. This is a chronic disease. It's, as Marion referred to, it is definitely tragic, and some of it can be prevented. And I think that's what we're here today, is to recognize some of the signs and symptoms and to be able to do something about that. Schenectady County Public Health Services, in conjunction with quite a few members in our community, have banded together to work together to recognize diabetes, to provide the education, and also to provide some of the case management services that are so critical so that for that early recognition. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you. I am Gloria Strong, President of the Schenectady Silhouettes. We sincerely appreciate this recognition. Since its inception, the Schenectady Silhouettes have served the community in various capacities. Because of the high incidence of diabetes in our community, we felt it was important to do outreach for the National Diabetic Awareness Month. Because Carvel has the same commitment as the Silhouettes in serving the community, it was just a natural for us to partner. As part of the outreach, there will be blood pressure screening, glucose monitoring, healthy eating tips, therapeutic massage. The program is free, open to the public, and will be available from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on November 21st at 1553 State Street. We just urge the community to attend. Tell everyone it's free. Come and get tested.
Good evening. My name is Carvel Griffin. I'm the owner of Exclusive Barber and Beauty Salon. Me and my family were just very honored to be able to support the community and be of service. Appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Christine Palmer. I've been diabetic for 25 years.
Thank you. And I just also want to let everyone know this is something everyone can participate in. On November 17th, it's going to be the first National Healthy Lunch Day as a part of American Diabetes Month. So look it up and eat a healthy lunch on that day. So everyone can participate.
Okay.
And also, this is for the greater community, but just also want to mention that Schenectady, the city of Schenectady, also is doing something for the employees and making sure the employees get the direct information in their paychecks to be a part of this as well. So thank you all for the work you do. Really appreciate it, and thank you for working for our community.
All right, we have one public hearing tonight, which is regarding changing Barrett Street into a two-way street. I have no one signed up to speak, so I'm going to declare that public hearing closed. We'll move on to approval of the minutes from both October 26, 2015 and October 30th, 2015. I'll entertain a motion. Okay, Ms. Porterfield, seconded by Ms. Perazzo. All in favor? Aye. Communications and petitions.
Communications presented to the City Council for Monday, November 9, 2015. Under Official, from the Mayor, a list of appointments dated November 9, 2015. Under General, there are none. Under Petitions, there are none.
All right, committee reports. Ms. Porterfield.
Thank you. For Health and Recreation, just as a reminder, you know that we had allocated $250,000 to do work in 6 of the parks. So the work has begun, preliminary in some parks. But what I really want to talk about today is that Woodlawn is ready for their Community Build Day. So this Saturday, November 14th, beginning at 8 a.m., it's the Community Build Day at Woodlawn Park. And at the end of the day, there will be installation of an entire new program. So please don't miss out. There's going to be pizza for lunch, drinks are provided, work gloves at hand, and everyone is invited to participate, whether you live in Woodlawn or any place. So all neighborhoods are welcome to come out and just help this happen. I actually witnessed a community build before, and it's really something great to see that all these pieces, and then at the end of the day, it's this beautiful program. So the Woodlawn Development Committee is inviting everyone to be a part of this and to come out and to spend the day with them there in Woodlawn Park, again, beginning at 8 a.m. And so I'll look forward to seeing you there. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Barrasso.
Yes, as I'm sure everybody's well aware, but we haven't had a meeting since. We did successfully pass the budget on Friday, October 30th. And the end result was a 0.5% reduction in taxes to our citizens. I think it's a great start, and certainly look forward to the budget process next year. But thank you to all my colleagues on the council for the hard work. It's many, many meetings, many, many hours. Certainly also to Commissioner DeGenova and to the mayor for presenting us with a solid budget to start with. So we will be fiscally sound for yet another year. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Then I'll move to privilege of the floor related to the legislative agenda. I have no one signed up to speak, so I'm going to declare that closed, and I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Okay, Ms. Perazzo, seconded by Mr. Ferrari. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Then we will move to privilege of the floor regarding city business. I have 2, 4, 6, 7 people, 8 people signed up. The first is Anthony Carrata.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, Madam President. Before I like to speak on what I'm going to speak on tonight, I'm not here to speak about how unlogically that the mayor won the election, but my thoughts about what he should do when now he got reelected. In the previous 4 years that you got elected, you said you were for the council, for the city, for the neighborhoods, for the businesses. Well, if you're going to do what you're going to do, you better do it.
Yes. Yes, please, address your comments to me. I'm running this meeting.
Okay. Because there's a little something in the Constitution how it starts. Does it start with we the business, we the corporation? No, we the people. We the people of the city of Schenectady are fed up with how the mayor and his administration are handling the issues that need to be addressed and need to be taken care of in the city. Because all we see is this administration a joke. The Safety Commission a joke. He's saying what's been happening does it about people of safety? Oh, yes, it does. Because all we see is the mayor more important, more concerned about the businesses and corporations, not the city. You have neighborhoods falling apart. You have businesses struggling. You have people leaving the city. You have businesses leaving the city. Why? Because the mayor and administration does not care about the city, does not care about the people, does not care about the city altogether. And exactly, matter of fact, right around the time he got elected, yes, matter of fact, around the time he got elected, There was not one, not two, but 3 instances of our people's life safety. And it's number one. A youth walking around Thomas Park. What did he discover? A Ted Bundy Act. If you all know exactly what I'm talking about, the cat that got crucified on the street, Ted Bundy Act. We had somebody falling through the cracks of the mental health field. He was a danger to himself and the community. And then, right after the mayor got reelected, Wednesday morning, what happened? Shots rang out on Upper State Street, Western Parkway. How I know that? A friend of mine was in the vicinity of Central Park. He heard it. He got interviewed by Channel 6 at the 5 or 6 o'clock newscast. We have incident after incident like this, where people's life and safety are in jeopardy. When the mayor don't care about the city, all he cares about is downtown looking good for his Legacy City Casino. I mean, come on. Somewhere in here, somewhere in City Hall, or the crooked police force, or this council, except for Vince Rickey, the only guy doing the job, and I'm glad he got reelected. I'm glad we still have a voice for the people here. Somebody needs to wake up, because we, the people, are fed up. Because we're going to do our constitutional right of doing impeachment to remove you from office. That's the only way we're going to get the job done here in the city.
Thank you. Marva Isaacs.
Madam President, Mr. Mayor, City Council. First, I must say congratulations, Mr. Mayor, for winning another 4 years. And to all the City Council that run and won, congratulations. And to Mr. Palmini, thank you. What I want to talk about tonight, there was a lot of stuff going on Facebook, the Gazette, putting out things there. But I want to remind people out there that the mayor owes them nothing. If you want something, you have to come and fight for it. City Council, that's what we have City Council for, to come and tell them what is bothering them. And for the Guyanese people out there, nobody owes you nothing. You don't get nothing on a silver platter. You have to fight for whatever you want. All this nonsense that was going on with the mayor and the city don't owe nobody nothing. You got to fight for what you want. Thank you. And for the next thing is that we have a pastor, Pastor Benyon, has died, and I want to send out my condolence to his family. And people, please remember that Saturday, the 14th, is Hamilton Hill Neighborhood Association dinner. I'm looking forward to seeing every one of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank Wicks.
Okay, I'm here with 4 engineering students from Union College, and they're going to present their ideas on how to improve the recreational opportunities here in Schenectady. But I want to start out by congratulating all of you that won your re-election along with the mayor, and I think a slogan of partners in progress is really a winning slogan. Last meeting we discussed the new casino and the good things that are happening here in Schenectady, and they are good. Schenectady keeps on getting better, but not everywhere. The Carver Community Center is shut down. We had people, a number of people talking about the hope for a miracle on Hamilton Hill. And Roger Hull, who ran a good race, and he had a good letter in the paper today. He suggested that schools stay open after hours and weekends for youth programs. But I think the first order of business here in Schenectady is to get the Carver Community Center open again. I do see there's some action there. But I have over at Union College, we're teaching a course in thermal fluids as seniors, and so far we've looked at current issues like hydrofracking, transportation of natural gas. The current issue is gas pipelines, compressors, the things we read about in the paper every day. But we give them the context of, number one, what they are, the good parts, the bad parts, what it's going to cost and what we don't know. So the two proposals we have today is ice rinks. Schenectady does not have an ice rink for youth. If you look at the hockey teams, it looks like baseball before Jackie Robinson. There's no minorities playing hockey, and that's because they don't start out skating. So our proposal is a standard size ice rink over in Central Park, along with a number of community ice rinks for the smaller parks around the city, along with the tennis courts and swings and swimming pools. So I have two groups of students coming up. First one's going to talk about the proposed ice rink, solar-powered ice rink for Central Park, and the other is about smaller ice rinks for the other parks.
Thank you. Okay, Sean Hanley and Steve Nadell, if I pronounced that right.
I'm Sean Hanley. And I'm Stephen Adele. And as Professor Wicks said, we're both senior mechanical engineering students at Union College. And we're proposing an outdoor solar-powered community ice rink for Schenectady. So the big question is, why do we want a community ice rink for Schenectady? And the city youth don't have a convenient place to skate right now. Neighboring cities such as Albany, Troy, and Saratoga, they all have fully utilized community ice rinks, and the Schenectady County rink is constantly booked. And it's really not convenient. It's on Erie Boulevard, not really in the city. And with the Carver Center being closed, the youth don't have a convenient place to hang out after school or on breaks anymore. So this facility will offer a great alternative for the city's youth to be active after school and on breaks. Our proposed location is in Central Park, right here. In Central Park, and right now in Central Park there's already baseball fields, swimming pools, tennis courts, and basketball courts, but the addition of a ice rink would greatly improve the quality of Central Park, as well as utilize solar power, so it would be eco-friendly. We did a cost analysis on it, and this ice rink will be the size of an NHL ice rink. It's going to be outdoor. It's going to be completely powered by solar panels. And the construction of the actual rink is approximately $2 million. And then the cost of all the solar panels is another $2 million. So it's a $4 million project. But with the solar panels, we're completely cutting off our electric costs. So it'll be feasible to pay for it, like, as it continues to run. We'd ideally want this to be open all year round. We'd have teams and also private groups come in and pay a flat rate. We'd also ideally want discounted prices for residents, and also invite non-residents to come. And we'd also offer rentals for skates. So we also thought about proposing to major corporations for contributions. As I understand, Price Chopper likes to give back to the community of Schenectady, and they have this community sponsorship program that maybe we could apply for, and also maybe the Rivers Casino and Resort could potentially do a good deed for the city of Schenectady and maybe contribute a sum of money to help get this built. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Tremblay and Matt Perillo.
Hello, I'm Ryan Tremblay.
I'm Matt Perillo, and our proposal is a much smaller ice rink. We want to put about volleyball-sized court ice rinks throughout several parks in Schenectady. They'll be powered by solar panels and cooled by your home air conditioner. We think it's a much more cost-effective way rather than having a giant $4 million rink. We think these would be a lot cheaper.
So, as Professor Wicks was telling you, with the closing of the community center, our youth don't really have a lot of place to get out and hang out after school. And these small rinks will, in the neighborhoods, give them the opportunity to learn how to skate. Not everybody likes to play basketball and tennis, so give them the opportunity to learn how to skate, play hockey, give them something to do. So ideally, we'd like to have these monitored by the students in K through 12th grade. The miniature parks, or the miniature rinks, we saw locations in Jerry Burrell Park and Steinmetz Park. And hopefully we'd like to keep these all year round and have them covered by a pavilion. But if not, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world because, you know, summer you can play other sports. But just having them in the winter and having that opportunity to get them outside and keep them occupied would be something, give them something to do.
Yep. So the total cost for one of these rinks is approximately $35,000, with the majority of that cost going to the pavilion that would cover it, which is about $20,000. We really want to stress that these would be free admission, so kids can come and go as they please, and we want to just kind of promote STEM education, so the kids can kind of learn how ice rinks work, how refrigeration systems work. And in terms of paying for these, we'd like to see Price Chopper and the Golub Corporation, who have given back to Schenectady before. We hope to see the potential of this project to promote STEM education and get some ice rinks up in Schenectady so some kids can learn how to skate. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Great ideas. Thank you very much. Joy Hall.
I'm Joy Hall of Schenectady. Albany Street sidewalks need to be fixed. That's number one thing. Now, we got handicapped people that want to get out to the slum, and certain people drop them off in their car. They can't drop them off in front. Some people can't climb those stairs in the back. It's not right. And then we got another problem. This guy with his dogs feeds the pigeons in the front and in the back, and that's just got to stop because one person got bird mess on them 3 times in a row, and it's got to stop. That is what is going on. So I thought I'd better let you know, and handicapped should be treated better than they have been. Can't drive them off, drop them off in front of the beauty shop. Got to go all the way around the back, and they got to climb the stairs? No. If we're in a wheelchair? No. You can't take a wheelchair up the stairs easy. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's not the right way to do it either. It's best to do it, drop them off in front, and safer. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Mohammad Hafeez.
Good evening, Senator Mayor, council members, Madam President. My name is Mohammad Hafeez, and I live in Schenectady. Talking about the campaign literatures, the mayor campaign literature claimed that crime has declined every year under Mayor McCarthy. Some of the campaign promises included no tax or fee increase in 2016, projected 10% tax cut in 2017. Every budget will be under tax cap, under the state's tax cap. Well, I have a few questions. If crime was down in Schenectady every year the mayor was in office, why did the mayor hire 4 new police officers, plus considering hiring an additional police detective? Why do we need an additional police officer when crime is declining? And the mayor expects the trend to continue. Is it because of the casino? Is this our first casino bill? Paying for the hiring of new police officers? Moreover, why do we need an additional city court judge? We used to have 3 judges in Schenectady. We now have 4 city judges. Is this because crime is going up in the city, or it's because of the incoming casino? We all know that the mayor failed to ask the casino developer for mitigation money to address the increase in crime, poverty, and addictions, which will no doubt all increase because of the casino. We now know that because of the mayor's failure to ask for mitigation funds, we will be paying for the cost of hiring those police officers, a new detective, and a new city court judge. We also know that the mayor failed to order a casino impact report. And we are being misled on how much the casino will cost us in fighting the increase in addiction, poverty, and crime. Economists did a study sponsored by the United States Congress in 1999. They found that there is no dispute that gambling causes crime. The study found that 33% of addicted gamblers had been arrested for a crime, compared to only 4% of non-gamblers. They also found that pathological gamblers have a tendency to commit crimes to pay for their addiction and debt. We sure want the mayor to keep his campaign tax promises. We also want the mayor to come out and tell us how much exactly this casino project will cost Schenectady taxpayers in fighting the increase in addiction, poverty, and crime caused by the casino. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary McLain.
Good evening. My name is Mary McLain. I live in the city. For me, a candidate's academic background means everything. The questions asked during the debates regarding education were my questions. The directive the candidates received asking to include their academic background in their introduction comments were at my suggestion. When literature arrived at my home mocking a professor, the act was as low as the graduation rate in the city of Schenectady. The voters turned their backs on a Yaley. What could have been? Now that city officials have promised to turn their attention to the neighborhoods, I have made out a list for mine. Item number 1, in June, the city started work on my street. To do so, squigglies were painted at the site. The marks are still there, even though the city code states any disturbance from the contractor needs to be corrected within 30 days. Why hasn't code enforcement followed through on the statute? If I have to clean it up, you will get a bill. Item number 2, get rid of the monstrosity in the multi-purpose room at Steinmetz Park. Who in his right mind would cut a hole in the side of the wall of his home and then install an exposed galvanized heating tunnel across the ceiling of the room? Only someone who is inept. That's what Goose Hill got at Steinmetz Park. Item number 3, regarding the hospital's new sign. This is a picture, one of the pictures, that was submitted for approval for that project. The picture is a lie. It does not show a 100-foot guardrail across the front of the property. It does not show a row of cars. When the sun shines on all that chrome, it makes the situation look garish. The project needs to go back to the drawing board.
Please summarize. Your time is up.
Make it conform to this picture. Someone needs to pay attention to the engineering department. Their projects are trashing my neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no one else signed up, so I'm going to declare that portion of the meeting closed, and we will move to miscellaneous business of the council. Ms. Perazzo.
Thank you. Certainly, thank you to everyone who came out and voted. Election day, very important. And to segue from that, I was honored to attend the Capital Region Chambers to Honor and Serve breakfast last week. Touching, there wasn't a dry eye in the entire ballroom of 350 people, and it was just a wonderful event, and I recommend everyone go. It reminds us of very, very important things, but most importantly, I want to say thank you for your service to all of our vets. Thank you for your service. I want to recognize also that Schenectady Central Park Greenhouses received a $10,000 grant. There is a group of very committed Schenectady citizens that have been working hard to improve the greenhouse grounds, as well as get some of the glass repaired and make sure it's safe over the winter. So this particular grant will help fund 400 feet of fence that runs along the greenhouse facility that will keep the crops a little bit safer because our Roots and Wisdom program is there, and as well as some of the maintenance and upkeep of the greenhouse. So congratulations to them. That $10,000 grant was from the Carlillian Foundation. And then also recently in our paper, we had the wonderful news that our train station, they will start working on our train station next spring as the second rail of track is installed from Albany to Schenectady, which is really going to help with some bottlenecking of the train activity in that area. The new design of the Schenectady station is inspired by the former Union Station that we are all sad to have lost, but we're moving forward. Built on the same site in 1910, and the new station, it will be owned by Amtrak, will be just a little bit bigger than the station that is there now. It'll feature a new platform, rehabilitated concourse to access the platform, and a new elevator. And there'll be parking and bicycle and pedestrian access to the train station. That'll all be improved, and parking layout will be redesigned along with sidewalks. But most importantly, during construction, Amtrak passenger operations will temporarily move to the nearby Liberty Street parking lot, so it's very important for everyone. The existing station will be torn down, and it'll make way for the new facility. So keep that in mind. Look forward to spring, and that's it for tonight. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Iggy. Oh.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thanks for talking, Lisa, so I could find this. The Bellevue Preservation meeting is Thursday, November 12th, this Thursday at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. 7 p.m. Guest speaker will be Kate McNally from the Council of Nonprofits. She will speak about efforts underway for a community plan for residents to access healthy food. There will also be a discussion about tree lightings and Christmas plans. And I thank the Council for the diabetes, recognizing Diabetes Month. Being a diabetic, it is, and I never knew I was, so people have to be very aware that you could be walking around with this and not know it. There's certain symptoms, and you should really be checked because it's something that can be controlled with diet and with medicine, but it is a silent killer, so I'm glad that we're recognizing that because it's something they could be walking around with, has blood pressure, and not know that you have a problem. So I thank the Council for recognizing that, and thank everyone for the campaign. Everything went well, and I appreciate we were basically dealing with issues, and everything went fine, and I just thank everyone for getting this over with so we can go on with our business. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. Just would compliment my colleagues who were reelected. Welcome Mr. Palomini to this great body that you'll be joining us shortly, and look forward to continuing to do a lot of good things over the next 4 years. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. And I just want to also add my congratulations to all of you who got elected and reelected. Good news. Also want to thank the Union College students for coming down. It's refreshing for us to have people come and give us creative ideas. You know, so many times we just hear complaints, so thank you. And also, I know there have been some concerns that the bus terminal has been closed for now for at least a couple of weeks. Mr. Gillen did tell me that they have found a new contractor to run that terminal, so it should be reopening this week. Maybe it reopened today, but that, people have been right on top of that situation, so we'll get that squared away. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Kosher, seconded by Mr. Ferrari. All in favor? We are adjourned.